how has it been so far?
It's been good. It's been really good. Yeah, the audiences, well, they're always a lot of fun. No matter what size they are, how many people there are, there's always a lot of energy in the room, and excitement and intensity, and yeah, and the shows have been going really well. At the beginning of any tour, there's always a few sort of teething problems, but that went ages ago. So now we're into on a good sort of steady run. You know, the set flows nicely, and everyone seems to go home happy at the end of it. So
yeah, I thought Amsterdam was pretty epic. I mean, the crowd was pretty. That was good. It was like one of the best shows I've been to, I think.
It was so packed though.
Yeah.
I feel like I wouldn't have enjoyed it if I was in the crowd.
Yeah, I was up on the balcony, so.
In safety.
Yeah, well, in safety, I was scared that I would fall down because we had so much, not enough space to move. And I was like dancing a lot, and I was always like holding onto the barrier because I was like.
Yeah.
Like, not that I get too caught up in the dancing and then. Pick me up, pick me up.
Well, we're glad that didn't happen.
Yeah.
You'd have had a soft landing at least.
Yeah, I hope so. I don't know. I think what was at the last week was really, really crazy. You've been like from one show to the other, from Amsterdam, Luxembourg, Paris, Berlin, now here.
Well, we were going to have a day off, but then the Berlin live show happened sort of very last minute.
Yeah.
That was meant to be our day off, so we've had a run of 5 shows, which isn't too bad. We were talking to our lighting guy who said he once did a tour with a blues guy who did 28 days in a row because he just didn't like days off, so he just did the whole thing like an entire month. That would be killer. I don't know how we'd get through that, but
being a blues band, you could probably get away with that, can't you? Just like,
yeah, maybe that's it. He's sitting down the whole time, isn't he? Just sat on his.
But the one suffering, right?
Yeah, that's it.
So your production for the tour is absolutely breathtaking. I personally really love the round circular screen. And of course you brought the quadrophonic sound back today, the first time in Europe, I think.
Yeah, just the rooms that are big enough to hold it tonight is lucky enough. So yeah, I think most of the German ones are going to be in quadrophonic. Don't quote me on that though. So, hopefully, yeah.
So do you have like a role model just about like performance, stage production, like some band or artist who have like great production?
well, quadrophonic sound was basically influenced by seeing Roger Waters at Coachella like 10 years ago or something. And I remember we saw it, we're like, we are going to do that one day. We finally did.
Yeah, it's amazing. We were standing in the audience watching, and most of it was coming from out front. And then all of a sudden there was a saxophone solo that just sort of came out from right next to us. Like, whoa, what the hell? It was pretty wild. So yeah, that was definitely a direct influence on that. I mean, we've as the lighting production goes, we were lucky enough a while ago to tour with the Prodigy. And we saw their sort of the moving rig that they had going, and just the huge wall of lights and just everything. They put on an incredible show. So getting to play, not just play in front of their audience, but be able to watch them every night was really inspirational. Yeah. So that's what we got to. That's what we got to reach for.
Yeah. I think you are there.
Maybe.
So a few weeks ago, you've released the video for The Sides, and in the video you're struggling with a video shoot that's completely going wrong. Have you ever been in that position, that you've been at a video shoot and you're like, I think it's not going to work today?
All of them.
Yeah, we're always a little bit nervous until we get the first few edits through.
Yeah.
And normally on the first edit we're still a little bit like, can we pull this together? But yeah, no.
I've started to hate video shoots.
Yeah.
They're just always so stressful, and they very rarely work out how you wanted them to work out. So it's just
it can be a bit tiring all the way. Yeah. What was the funniest mishap that ever happened during a video shoot?
I can't remember a funny mishap. I do remember at one point when we were videoing the Juggernauts music video. And so the camera was pulling towards us, and we were all meant to be sort of looking all tired, and we were strung up on those like poles. I don't know if you remember the video, and we were meant to be looking dehydrated and tired, and like we were sort of young and naive and little, just come out of school kind of thing. And I just cracked up laughing every time like you said action. I just couldn't stop laughing, and then until one of the camera guys told me that how much it was costing per second of film, because they were using some special camera, and I was like, oh shit, is it really? Like, so every time I crack up laughing, I'm just wasting, like throwing away all this money. Okay, that's that gave me pretty straight face pretty quickly after that. I can't remember exactly how much it was, like how many hundreds of pounds per second of film it was, but it was a lot.
So, the Spark is way more structured, especially when it comes to the music. That's how I feel about it. Now, this is just a wild guess, but is it possible that you were like yearning for some kind of structure because you're like going through a chaotic phase in your private life?
Deep.
Going from
possibly.
Subconsciously.
Yeah, maybe. I think that I wanted to write more structured music anyway, but maybe that was one of the things that spurred it on.
Yeah.
We must have structure.
Yeah, and one big theme of the Spark is like mental health. And most people who are suffering from mental illness feel very isolated, mostly because there's a stigma on it, and they're like, what do I do now? Like, do I go to a doctor? But I can't tell anyone. And was it therefore for you like a conscious decision to talk about your own struggles? Or was it just something that just kind of was a spontaneous thing that you
I would say, first of all, it was a selfish thing, because I felt, as you say, sort of a bit isolated, and I was sort of like, wanted to know whether anyone else felt what I was feeling, and then you get sort of called noble by doing that, because people think, oh, it's so good that you talk about when it's not really intended to be. But then I sort of saw the reason why people call it noble is, it's just great, basically creating human connection, and I think after that sort of gave me confidence to then want to address it within the art of Enter Shikari. So we did.
So, since you mentioned what's being said, I've been wondering about that a lot, because you said it before in an interview that you felt selfish for doing that. But isn't that kind of the point or the thing that kind of helps, to take care of your mental health? That you kind of have to also nurture the self? Because selfishness is such a negative thing, but it's so important to talk about it.
Yeah, I guess selfishness is a strong word. It's just, I think, seeking out or really desiring connection. I mean, that's the basis of it.
Yeah. So,
is that your scarf?
That's my scarf, yeah.
It's really nice, looks really warm.
Yeah, I love it.
Can I try it?
Don't think it's
okay.
I have to. It might be a bit wet.
Oh, is it raining still?
Yeah, it's raining outside, but it's not snowing anymore. It looks very great on you.
Cool, carry on.
So we are currently hosting an Enter Shikari themed auction that will benefit the Brain and Behavior Research Foundation, who supports medical research on mental health and innovative approaches in medicine all over the world. And you famously criticized the current British health system with your song Anaesthetist. What do you think are the most important steps to take right now in order to improve the medical care for mental health patients?
I think the most obvious thing for me, but of course I have nothing to do with the healthcare system and I have no right to talk about it really, but I think everyone should have a checkup, like an eye test or a dentist appointment. You know how every 6 months you get the letter going, it's due for your checkup. That should be what everyone has, I think, for mental health, whether you have a supposed mental health issue or not. I think that should just be the norm, because then it'd be completely normal to go and see someone about it. It would completely destroy all the stigma. It would just be literally like opening mouth and having your teeth cleaned. So yeah, I think that would be
opening your head and having your brain cleaned.
Yeah.
A little poke around with a drill.
So the reception of the record has been like incredible, especially from the fans, especially because a lot of songs are very personal and are very deep, and the spark has sparked a very unique response.
So I will forgive you for that one.
I was like laughing on the inside when I wrote this, like so bad. So especially the lyrics have caused a lot of fans to share how the songs have helped them cope with their own mental health struggle.
I guess when I'm writing, I don't really think about that. But then when you're on tour and you're meeting people all the time and you're getting told these, pretty intense things, and you're sort of taking on board people's experiences and troubles, and then it gets like quite, it's weird. You can't really think about it too much. Like, it was just last night actually, someone was talking to me about how their dad was just fighting cancer and was basically near the end, and I was just like welling up. Like, it was just like really, it's so intense. I mean, it's amazing that they were saying how the music has helped both of them, like sort of have strength and get through it and stuff, and so it's amazing to have that effect and to play like even just the smallest part in making someone's life slightly better is amazing. But if you think about it too much, then you just be too scared to write anything ever again, because it would just be so much pressure.
I feel like you, even though you were quite present and noticeable on stage all the time, but I feel like it's with the spark that you've kind of grown into being the front man, like everyone's talking about your hair and your dance moves. So, how do you like this new role?
I don't feel like I've changed that much. I think having the music that's perhaps a little more lucid has maybe made people from outside of our sort of immediate scene take note, maybe, which is kind of they're seeing how we act for the first time, and I don't know.
What is this? I think it's very interesting that your music has always been like impossible to label, but because you've combined all those like genres in one song. But after 4 records, like I was reviewing The Spark, and I was talking about Take My Country Back, and I actually wrote the sentence, "This is textbook Enter Shikari." And it's like, after 4 records, it's almost like become predictable. The unpredictable became predictable,
right.
So which is like exactly the opposite of what you intended. Was that like a reason for you to kind of reinvent yourself with The Spark and go like a completely different route?
I think for a while there was like kind of this dormant kind of just something that wasn't quite realised, that we wanted to change direction, not dramatically, but and then that came to be with The Spark. I don't really know where it came from. I think there's loads of things like being fed up of being sort of labelled and ghettoised as the noisy band, and that's just makes me so angry. Like, I think also meeting David Costin, who produced the record, I think helped sort of pull out that confidence, and like, because we had demos in this sort of style, but I think we were still like, can we do this? Does this work? And he gave us the enthusiasm and the passion and extra ideas, and
But that's interesting that you like Enter Shikari ask themselves about demos, like, can we do that? Like,
Well, exactly.
you can do everything.
That shows the problem, doesn't it? Like, Oscar Wilde said it best, that a true artist takes no notice whatsoever of the public. Yeah. I just butchered that, but basically that's what he was getting at.
And write it down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The public to him are non-existent. That's something like that.
Okay.
And I think, even though that sounds really harsh, I think that's how you have to, if you want to make good, honest art, that's how you have to think.
Yeah. So, since we are at the end of the year, what were your 3 favorite records of the year?
Oh, no chance. That involves memory.
Well, we did. There's the email. We did like 20 favourite tracks released this year. In email interview only recently. I'm trying to remember who we put on it.
Your Spotify.
Yeah, well that's it.
That's what I'm doing.
There was
This year.
LCD Sound System's new album that came out this year is really, really good. That's one that I've been playing a lot.
Mr. Jukes, his album, which was called God First.
Okay.
It's a really good album.
Can we choose our own album?
Oh, Fred Free and Graphics. What's the most recent album? Is it this one? Cinematic Party Music. Pretty good. That's
There you
3.
go.
Is that
3.
okay?
Yeah, that's okay. We count that. So, the most important question of the whole interview. Who do you think will end up on the Iron Throne?
I
had this one yesterday, actually. Yeah.
Damn it.
I stopped watching it a couple of seasons ago. I got bored of it and also I don't know how
Can't believe it. Can't believe it.
I don't know how to
Can't
download
write that down.
stuff onto my laptop, so I just don't have the opportunity to watch it. Unless I like sit down the same time every week and wait for it to come on TV, but then we're always away somewhere where I forget to sit down and watch it, so I haven't kept up with it, unfortunately. This is a question for Al.
So,
Well, I mean, I
time.
want to avoid all the obvious choices.
Is that Dragon Girl still in the
I
running?
mean, it's got to be her, isn't it? Daenerys? I mean, I think. But, you know who I think would be really good as like an outsider? Samwell Tarly.
Yeah.
He would be good. I think he'd be very fair and moral. Yeah. Get them on the throne.
Okay, I think we are finished here. We can just take a few